Retailers obsess over product pricing and merchandising, and then they treat their audio environment like an afterthought. Someone on staff connects their phone to a Bluetooth speaker and hits shuffle. But here's what 40 years of research tells us. Music isn't decoration, it's infrastructure. It controls how fast people move, what they choose, how long they stay, and how much they spend. And most retailers are running theirs on autopilot. The very first controlled study on music and retail was published in the Journal of Marketing in 1982. It found that slow tempo music increased daily supermarket sales by 38%, a $4,600 per day difference. Customers moved through the store more slowly, they browsed more slowly, they bought more. And here's the critical detail. 216 shoppers were surveyed, and that the vast majority had no idea what was playing or even that music was on. Music was controlling their physical behavior without their awareness. Now, on the flip side, early research in the Journal of Applied Psychology from 1966 showed that loud music made people exit faster, but it didn't reduce how much they bought. So volume controls velocity, and tempo controls dwell time. These are separate levers that do two separate things, and both are important, depending on what your store needs at a given moment. Music doesn't just affect how people move, it affects what they pick up. The famous wine priming study in the Journal of Applied Psychology showed that French music drove a 5-to-1 preference for French wine, and German music flipped that ratio. The music primed cultural associations below conscious awareness, steering product selection without customers even realizing it. And research and advances in consumer research demonstrated that classical music in a wine store shifted customers toward more expensive bottles, the same number of purchases, but at a higher price point. The music acted as a quality signal. It told customers implicitly that this was the place for premium products, and they responded accordingly. Music is an ambient filter. It's a product positioning tool. The reason music is so powerful is that retail behavior is fundamentally emotional. Research in the Journal of Retailing establishes a framework. Your store creates an emotional response in its shoppers: pleasure, arousal, comfort. And the emotional response directly predicts whether they spend or leave. A follow-up using actual purchase data showed that the pleasure felt in the first 5 minutes predicts unplanned spending for the rest of the visit. Music is the single most adjustable emotional lever a retailer has. You can't easily change lighting on the fly, you can't swap out your scent every hour, but you can change your music. And whether you do, and when you do, you're directly manipulating the emotional thermostat that drives buying behavior. Research in psychology and marketing confirmed the full chain. Environment motion creates spending. Music is the fastest, cheapest way to shift that chain. Here's why this matters, even if you don't care about optimization. Bad music actively hurts your brand. Research published in the Journal of Business Research found that music brand misfit doesn't just fail to help, it damages brand perception. Customers who experience incongruent music downgrade their opinion of your store. And it gets worse when you stack sensory signals incorrectly. A study in the Journal of Business Research tested Christmas music and pine scent. The pine scent alone without Christmas music backfired. It created a dissonant sensory experience that made customers uncomfortable. A 2020 study in the Journal of Retailing and Consumer Services showed the ultimate risk. Too many high arousal stimuli triggered sensory overload, flipping customer behavior from approach to avoidance. Playing the wrong music isn't just wasteful, it's actively pushing the customers away. Music is important in retail because it's operating on every dimension of the customer experience simultaneously. Pace, product selection, emotion, brand perception, dwell time. There is no other single variable that touches all of these at once, and yet it's the least systematically managed element in most stores. We built Entuned because we saw this gap between what the research proves and what retailers actually do. Entuned generates original music calibrated to these research-backed variables, so your audio environment is finally working as hard as your merchandising, your layout, and your staff. I'm going deep on every one of these 28 studies behind the research on this channel. So subscribe and I'll walk you through all of them. And if you're ready to treat your store's music as the strategic asset it actually is, Entuned has a free tier, free forever, no credit card needed, entuned.co. That's the link in the description, entuned.co.